So I've seen both The Place Beyond the Pines and Oblivion at this point, but I really wanted to review The Place Beyond the Pines first because, well, first of all, I liked it much more, and I felt it was a more important movie to review. It's directed by Derek Cianfrance, I don't know if I'm saying that right, and it stars Ryan Gosling, Bradley Cooper, Eva Mendes, Ben Mendelsohn, Ray Liotta, along with many others. The first thing I should say about this is that the acting is all spot on. It seems like everyone's doing their job 100% to the fullest. The casting is perfect, and especially the one thing that really got me was how good Ryan Gosling and Ben Mendelsohn, how good their chemistry was, because they just always had cool interactions and interesting conversations just because they played off each other very well. And that first half of the movie has a lot of them, so I would argue that without them like working well together, the movie would be much less than what it turned out to be. But fortunately, it doesn't. It's all good. It has a lot of twists and turns. It seems like the trailer reveals a lot of what's going on, but it really doesn't. So I was pleasantly surprised by that. I haven't gone to a movie and been kind of this struck by it in a long time. The soundtrack is incredible. It complements each scene appropriately, and it has this one main theme song which is on piano keys, but they use it a lot, but they don't use it too much, and when they do, it fits well. There's really very little I could say that I disliked about the movie, except for the fact that there's a few characters that perform certain actions without really getting a full explanation to the audience. So sometimes you're left wondering, like, why is this suddenly this character's opinion, or why is this character suddenly feeling this way? So there are some things that threw me off, and I don't think it's because I missed something. I think that some things they actually cut a few corners to get the story progressing in the way they wanted it to go, which, I mean, it makes sense because the narrative of the story is kind of complicated. So they do, you have to, I suppose, cut some corners to get the story to go in the direction you want. And speaking of the narrative, I mean, just overall, the narrative is incredibly cool. I haven't seen a narrative that's this memorable in a long, long time. It tells a great story that it just feels like cohesive and continuous, and I really like that about the film. So because of all these good things, I think I'm gonna give it a future classic, a 9.5. It is really highly recommended movie. I'm definitely going to buy it on Blu-ray.